in one body, and only members have not the same office. So we being many are one body of Christ, and everyone members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy.
Prophesy.
Yeah, that. According to the proportion of faith. And then I'm going to jump down to 9. It says, let love be without dissimulation, abhor that which is evil, cleave to which is good. And I'm going to read the 12. Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. So I'm going to be a little real with you because I was praying last night about what I might say. And I know we all have insecurities. All of us have something we don't like about ourselves, maybe more than one thing. Because none of us are perfect. I mean, God didn't make us that way. So one of mine has to do with portraying God in the way God needs to be portrayed, because He is so great and so loving and so kind. And sharing that, and it's impossible to completely share that in words. And I know we all have insecurities, and that is one of mine. And so I was praying to God, and I was like, this is why you have to be careful when you pray too, because you got to think about what you're going to ask Him. Because sometimes you accidentally ask for the wrong thing, and when you really meant the other thing. So I was like, okay, God, I'm a little nervous. How am I supposed to get people to follow me if I don't feel like I would even follow me? And He said, they're not following you. They're following me.
Amen. Yes.
So I'm going to go back to some of the insecurities. We all have things that we wish we didn't have about ourselves. And I feel like a lot of us just feel like we just mess up and we're too tall, too short, too loud, or whatever it may be.
It's too loud.
It's too loud. Well, yeah, some of us wish we weren't so scared of some things. But what I was reading in here, it talks about grace and how grace covers us. So the things that are our imperfections are things that Jesus covers, and He made us exactly the way we need to be, to where we're able to do what we need to do. It doesn't mean that we necessarily are able to do it right away from birth. It doesn't mean that you're going to be good at that guitar today. You're not going to be necessarily good at speaking today. You're not going to necessarily be a good joke teller today. It means that we have the ability built in us to do what we need to do through grace, through God, through instruction. And we can't do everything, because we weren't made to do everything. After reading this, saying, being not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It also has to do with perspective. If you could just get a taste of what God sees when he looks at every single one of us, you'd see that you were made the way you were supposed to. And that's not necessarily perfect, because God doesn't want us to be perfect. He wants us to look to him to be perfect for us. And we're placed in different places in our life, and we have different talents. And these talents help us to reach people that I can't reach. Maybe I can't reach some of you, but the person sitting next to that person can reach them. If you let God use you, if you let him, that's the key word. You have to let him. You got to open your heart. You got to let him save you, so you can be in that unique places that he has put you in to be different. And then let him use your differentness to reach others, to show them that they're loved. And then, lastly, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, and continuing instant in prayer. That's something I want y'all guys to take with you throughout your week, throughout your life. That you could be happy in the happy times, and you can be happy in the not so happy times. Because I know God is right there, so he has my back. And that's why I'm able to sit up here and share with you guys. And that's why you're going to be able to go forward for him. That's why you're going to be able to listen to him. That's why you're going to be able to be guided by him. And so, if you rejoice in hope, in the hope that God gives us, if you're rejoicing knowing he has your back, even when it's not so happy, God reaches forward for you, and your enemies are blinded. And you need to be patient, because God knows what he's doing. And if you trust him to have your back, and you pray to him, and you stay with him, he will still have your back and help you through your tribulation, through your problems, through your issues, through everything you're going through. And then don't forget to continually be in prayer. Pray to God, because when you lack off, you can notice that something changes. If you pray to him and you get all filled with God throughout this week of camp, and then all of a sudden you go away from him and you don't listen to him and you don't talk to him, if you don't touch base with God, then you start to feel a little faded and empty. So just keep that in your heart this week. And I want you to take another deep breath. We all are the way we need to be. We have two working hands. We got eyes that work. We got legs that work. And we're just who we're supposed to be. And just try to get a taste of that. Reach out for that. All right?
I see a theme going through all of these that is going to pull us closer to God, and it's teaching us to stay where we need to be with God. So when we leave here, and I'm talking about us adults too, I'm not just talking about y'all, but see, we always think that we're coming here and the campers are the reason we're here and all that other stuff, but see, God works in all of us the same. When he works with me, he looks at me just like he looks at you, and he'll work with you just like he's working with me. And the things that they're teaching you has been absolutely on point. Would you stay in where you need to be in him when you leave this place? This is the armory. This is where we come to get filled up. This is where we come to get our weapons. But when you leave here is where you're going to use them. And everything is lining up, and y'all are doing amazing listening. All right, we've been ending on just leaving. Can we end on the song today? Can we? Let's do the singing song again. Wherever you're at right now, I want y'all to turn around and face me. Turn around and face me. Everybody turn around this way. Or do y'all want to come up here and I'll go out there so you're not sitting in the sun? What do y'all want to do?
Come up here.
All right, I'll go out there. Look at the sun.
I'm sorry, Robert.
This is what I want though. I want to hear you. When it's your part, I want to hear you. I'm watching y'all. I want to see your mouth moving to the actual words that he's saying. He tells you what to say. All you got to do is say it right behind him. Okay? Going out here.
Okay, as this is starting, the first thing he says is the Alpha and Omega. Say Alpha.
Alpha
And Omega.
and Omega,
The beginning
the beginning
and the end.
and the end.
Okay? He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's a little fast, but that's what he's saying.
Alpha and Omega.
You are Alpha and Omega.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the same as today, today, and forever.
You're the same yesterday, today, and forever. I praise your name. I praise your name.
Alpha and Omega.
You are Alpha and Omega.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the same as today, today, and forever.
You're the same yesterday, today, and forever. I praise your name. I praise your name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Holy, holy. You are worthy of my praise. Hallelujah. Holy, holy. You are worthy of my praise.
Somebody lift your shout.
Woo! You are Alpha and Omega.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the same as today, today, and forever.
You're the same yesterday, today, and forever. I praise your name. I praise your name.
Alpha and Omega.
I am Alpha and Omega.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the beginning and the end.
You're the same as today, today, and forever.
You're the same yesterday, today, and forever. I praise your name. I praise your name. Hallelujah. Holy, holy. You are worthy of my praise. Hallelujah. Holy, holy. You are worthy of my praise. Hallelujah. Holy, praise. Hallelujah. Holy, holy. You are worthy of my praise.
Hey, before y'all go, I'm going to tell you some of the promises God has in the Bible.
Amen.
And I'm going to tell you who we are.
Amen. Come on.
Okay.
Praise God.
There's this book. It's I've been reading. It's really good. It's been talking about courage.
Courage.
Yes, courage.
Amen.
In this book, she lists some things that we are, that God says we are.
Yes, amen.
He says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yes. Amen.
How y'all know He's great, right? He's great.
Yeah.
We're designed by Him as well.
That's right.
We're created in His image.
Yes.
Yes.
Bought with the ultimate price.
Woo! Come on.
Give me an amen.
Glory to God.
A new creation in Christ.
Yes.
Yes.
Recipients of God's grace through Christ.
Yes.
Conquerors through Christ.
Come on.
Blessed with spiritual blessings in Christ.
Let it all out.
Sealed in Christ for the day of redemption.
Yes.
Justified, saved, and peace with God through Christ.
Yeah.
And we are His children.
Come on.
Woo!
Yes.
Amen.